Hey there guys, I had a lot of requests to show how to do the Stitch and Domo cookies, so I'm going to be starting off with the Stitch cookie today. I'm just going to kind of jump right into it. What you're going to need to do is have a pasta machine or a roller and roll out a slab of clay about this thick. You can use like an X-Acto knife if you want. Me personally, I like to use a poker tool to do this part of it, but you don't have to. You can use an X-Acto knife. So what I do is I take this tool and I begin to totally outline and trace around him. Now this way, you don't have to do it this way. When I originally did these, I just looked at a picture of the cookie online, and then I just kind of drew it onto the clay. But yeah, now that I have him already, I'm just going to use him as a template. If you don't already have a cookie made, you can go online and print out a picture. This is only if you don't want to draw it. You can just go online and print out a picture and cut it out and sit it on your clay and trace around it so you can get the basic shape. So you're going to end up with something like this, where you have like the traced out line of him. And then this is where like some people would probably want to use an X-Acto tool. Me personally, I prefer not to. But I just start going around the clay where I had already, traced it, and just cut down deeper with the poker tool. And this clay that I'm using is unfortunately very soft, so it's better to use a firmer clay than a more soft clay. And for this, I'm using Sculpey 3 Beige. Normally I use Ecru, but I'm out of it. But it doesn't really matter. After you put like the detailing of the back onto the cookies, it doesn't really matter anymore, because you're never going to see the color anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna, sorry that I can't speed this up for you guys. I don't have like a video editor or anything like that. So if you don't want to watch me cut out the entire cookie, you can fast forward. But that's up to you. Like another thing that I like to do is, like, when there's a corner, don't take your tool and go towards the corner. Go from the corner out, because it tends to get bunched up if you go towards the corner instead of going out. Okay. So I'm just going to go with that. You guys pretty much get the idea there of what to do. And then after you're done, you're going to take some aluminum foil, roll it up in a ball, like this, and then you go all over and you texture the entire thing, and you're going to end up with something like this. And then I use some yellow, like a deep dark yellow, some orange, and brown to make the back of the cookie. So the next step that I do, you don't have to if you don't want to, it's just a way for me to mark where I'm going to be putting my TLS. I take a pencil, and if you're doing this from a picture, then obviously you look at the picture to do this. It's a whole lot easier to look at photos when you're doing things like this. This just helps keep where you're putting your TLS where you want it. I'm trying to do this quickly because my camera only has like 15 minutes on it. Okay, yeah, looks okay. Now granted, when you're doing the TLS, some of this gets a little bit distorted and different, but this again is just a rough outline so you know where you're putting your colors. Okay, let's take this over there. He actually looks kind of mean right now, but he won't. Alright, first, I'm not going to show how to make TLS on here just for time, but he needs a darker blue and a lighter blue to start, and then he's also going to need pink and a blue that's even darker. I also take my poker tool to do this, and I kind of like swirl it up like icing, and then I begin to lay it down everywhere that the dark blue should be. I only have 9 minutes left, so I'm going to show you as much of this as possible so that I don't have to go into a part 2. Hopefully I'll get a new camera soon and I'll be able to like stop, start, and show you guys different parts like that. And for the little sprinkles that make up his lei, I just roll out like snakes of clay that are, you know, about the thickness of the circle that I want. And then I just simply lay them down on there after you bake them, and then you slice them into little sprinkles. If you guys want to know how to do that, you can request a tutorial for that. Also, there's a lot of people that have really good tutorials for the TLS. If you really want a tutorial from me on the TLS, just request it. TLS you actually purchase in the store, and then you just mix Sculpey, Primo, or Fimo clay with it to make the icing. For any of you that didn't already know that. Okay. I'm going to do this part of his ear, and then I'm going to show you how to put the pink on. Before I run out of time. But yeah, I'll work on this with you guys right up until I have to turn off the camera. And you just kind of take it and line it right up next to your previous color. You don't want to cross it over it, but if you do, it's very easy to fix. So there's the pink in his ear. I'm actually going to make this a little bit thinner. The blue piece, a little too thick. See how easy that was to take the blue off? So there's that. Let me see if I can get some more done real quick before I run out of time. I could just show you where the light blue will touch the darker blue. Now these darken up when you bake them, the TLS colors. 6 minutes left. You can, if you don't have a poker tool, you can use a toothpick. But if you're going to use a toothpick to cut out your item, I would be very careful. And if the toothpick begins to get dull, then switch it. I do it like this so that there's no seams on the back of the cookie. Okay, so there's the top of the face. And here's the light blue for his belly. I always leave one leg to last so that I have somewhere to grab. And then you go in here with your lighter blue and just touch it right up to the line of your dark blue. It's very easy. You don't really need a thick layer of TLS. Your icing stuff, you really don't need a thick layer. And like if you make more than one of these, they will never look exactly the same. So I wouldn't really worry about that. Now obviously I'm moving a little bit quick on this, so I'll go back and like fix anything that I don't like on it. But you guys will take a little bit more time on yours. So there is how you start off your little stitch guy. See, like, yeah, I'm gonna make this a little bit more. But yeah, there's your basic way that you do it, and after you finish everything, you go back in and you do the eyes and the eyelids, the eyelashes, and the eyebrows, and his little paw prints, and then you make your little sprinkles and stick them there, or you can paint those on after with acrylic paint. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If there's any questions left over, please feel free to ask, and I will be showing you how to do the Doma one after this. Alright, bye guys.